All right, start recording. Okay, here we go. Been a while since I made a video. Welcome back to some guy making a channel, doing a YouTube thing. All right, what did I want to get right into? Let me see, I gotta look it up again. What just happened? What did they call it? The healthcare fraud investigation thing they announced recently? Wow, man. Criminal charges against 96 doctors, nurses, pharmacists, medical professionals. I can't believe it, but what I went through, the experiences I had, going through Boston healthcare. I mean, I don't know how to start this because it's so unbelievable. But when you consider all the things going on, it's more believable. It's just so. If any of you have been following what's been going on in my life, I've been talking about how I was on methotrexate for a long time to try and heal my body. All these problems I got from an electrical burn on my leg when I was working for the city of Boston. And instead of them sending us to the hospital, they sent us to some doctor's house. And I got my booster vaccine there, and they told me I'd get an immune reaction, possibly, and I did. And I had to fight for my health care, it's just so unbelievable. I had to get a lawyer. They forced us all on a workman's comp, and then the workman's comp, they had like 10 lawyers there, and I mean, I was trying to go through an apprenticeship to earn my benefits and get my health insurance, which, those union guys, you hear about these union benefits, right? When I was in my apprenticeship, a lot of us lost it when Obama had the Cobra Pay thing. And I remember the chairman telling me, we can't help you anymore. Here's a number to Mass Health. You got to sort out your insurance on your own for now. Just let them know who you are and where you're working. I did that. And I was told I should have been all set. And every month I called that I was pending, like my legs sore, my back sore from lifting injuries. When am I going to get approved for my health insurance? Oh, you should be all set. Okay. So, I go talk to the doctor again, like, oh, your insurance isn't approved yet. We can't set you up yet. You got to call Mass Health again, see what's going on. It was like back and forth for a month. I'd go to an ER. They'd scam me, and they say, okay, well, you need a primary care to get more attention for this. So, without a primary care, we can't do much beyond the ER for you. So it was just nuts. Just nuts. So after 2 years of that, I just got a lawyer, and, it was nuts. By the second year, I remember calling the Mass Health, and I comment about it all the time, and I hate bringing it up. I've never been a racist person in my life, but you know how it is being a white guy lately. It's like you're just born racist or some crazy thing. It's so messed up. Anyway, they told me on the phone that I sounded so white people just have to wait. After 2 years of waiting, I was a union apprentice. I wasn't even in the union yet without my hours being completely filled up. But they were, they told me I should be all set. Why am I not all set? Why am I still going through this? Why is my leg burn getting worse? Where's my health care that I worked for and paid into? What is going on? So this whole investigation thing feels like I'm finally getting some peace of mind knowing that they're looking through it. And the fact I'm seeing all this fraud from other countries that's going on here. I mean, I had one doctor told me that my electrical burn was white rage. What is going on? So anyway, last year I left Boston officially, maybe a little more than a year ago, because the doctor there told me that methotrexate was the only option, and I was having splitting headaches, so I couldn't do it. I can't listen to the music I love. I can't do the things I need to do. If I'm not working for a company, I need to start my own company and work for myself and figure things out. Like I have projects and things to do in a life to tackle. Instead I'm dying. Am I going to live or am I going to die? Why can't I get off this methotrexate and get something better? My doctors kept saying, we'll fight for you, but insurance is not going to approve it unless you can prove that you're having headaches. And I wasn't having a fever. And then one of the nurses on the phone tells me that We know it feels like you're dying, but you're just going to have to get used to it. I was all done. I still have the paperwork. I'm not going to show it on screen because it's got some of my personal information on it. A lawyer already told me there might be something there, but it's not solid enough for them to do anything. But I still have the paperwork that doctor tried to get me to sign for methotrexate research for the rest of my life. They would have kept me on methotrexate. God knows what the headaches would have done to me. I felt like I was dying. It helped in the beginning, and then my body was like, enough. It's enough of this stuff. You need to do something else. The methotrexate is done doing you any good. Now it's doing you harm. That's how I felt in my body. So to try and make a long story short, I was lucky to get a new primary care in a new state and set up with their state health, which is kind of the minimum, but I was fortunate enough to have Humira approved. And I am saying right now, Humira saved my life. All these aches and pains and problems I was having, and my immune system trying to attack my spine and the rest of my body for years. I didn't know what to do, and the Humira helps. Like, I wasn't having horrible headaches after I took it. I mean, it's just a pinch in your thigh. It's nothing. That's nothing. It's like a mosquito bite compared to feeling like you're on fire if you don't have the right medicine and the right treatment. So Humira saved my life, and I'm having much less headaches. I'm not playing my guitar. I'm not really having much use of my other leg right now as much as I'd like to. And I don't know what else to say other than, well, insurance already wants to take me off it. That's the thing. I finally get a medicine that is addressing. This has been going on for like all my 30s. I was going back and forth from the hospital trying to figure out why my immune system was screwing up like it was, And it actually was an electrician that told me, you got cooked from the inside out. Your immune system's attacking the part of your body that died, that's still in your body, and you can't. It happens, Some of us survive electrical burns, and that's just the way it can go. That traveled all the way up my leg, into my back. I remember my back bursting a little bit. I had this big lump on the back of my neck. I had to drain that out after a year. Kept oozing out. Ew, right? And then it settled in my lower spine for a while, and now my leg gets numb. So, but the Humira, for some reason, helped more than anything, and insurance already wants to take me off it. So I don't know what's going to happen with now. They're saying that Trump's bill is going to affect Medicare or possibly even state health. That's going to affect certain state healths, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Humira is not cheap. I think it's over $2,000 a month. I need something like that to stay alive. I hope not. I feel if I could get 3 more months of this, I might have a breakthrough in my health, but they wanted to cut me off, sooner than that. And I don't have any word on what they're going to approve next. My new doctor, who's been a blessing in my life to be able to help me do this, God bless him for even being able to get me on it for a while. He says they want to put me on something that's similar to Humira. And I don't know what it is yet. And I hope it doesn't give me headaches and other problems. Well, that's it. I guess that's all I'm going to talk about. I wish I could be playing video games and guitar and talking about awesome projects and networking and meeting people again, but I'm going through something like this. Like, you either know what it's like to give your life to a job and face hazards every day and put your life on the line. In electrical work, that's what we did. A lot of infrastructure work, a lot of work with the city wanting us to do jobs that we couldn't do because a lot of them were safety violations. I don't know what some of those engineers were thinking, but I was just the apprentice. I listened to my journeyman screaming at the guy on the phone. You want us to do what? On top of what? I won't get into that. I won't get into that right now. We were lucky to survive that crazy shit. And they called me a spark for life for surviving that shock to my legs. So, I don't know. Hey, might look like a mess, but at least my life was interesting, If I did something with my life. And I don't know how I don't know what type of time I'm going to have left. I'm just grateful that there's actually a medicine out there that helps. You know, I got through all this without bad medicines. You know, the methotrexate helps, but now I need to be off it, and I don't want to rant. I don't know if I'm going to play another game for a while this week. Maybe I'll try to play one tomorrow. I am looking at Eve's new blockchain game, Frontier. Eve Frontier. I'm looking. Blockchain stuff is interesting to me, you know. And if I'm going to be playing with a game, I want to do it with technology that's going to teach me something. Especially at this point in my life, you know. I don't need some button mash and brain drain. You know, I'd like to play something that's more interesting than that. Oh, is my light not on? Oh well. Still not making the best videos. All right, I don't want to just rant. I'm going to leave it all at that for now and watch this to the end of the video. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. It's my button. My button. There it is. Boop.